So I have something for you.
What?
Before we even get started.
We're honoring you. We're celebrating you.
Weren't you wondering why I was sitting on a crinkly thing? Were you like, is she wearing a diaper? What's happening? Open it up, baby.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, open it up.
Here's the facts. TV host Tracy Moore is an icon, a trailblazer, and a downright badass mom. Hey, it's BG, and before we bring you the wonderful Tracy Moore, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, tap the notification bell, hit the like button, and make sure to follow us across all of our social media. So Tracy, she got her start in media as a news reporter before beginning her journey as a television host. In 2008, she stepped into a role Canada has never seen before. She became the first Black woman to host a daytime talk show in this country when she took the reins of CityLine. And since then, she's changed our TV screens forever. She's someone who never stops, and more importantly, never settles. Let's bring in Tracy Moore for this Hennessy conversation. She is a legend. She is the queen of Canadian daytime, host of CityLine, Miss Tracy Moore on the BG Show.
The intro alone. Thank
you deserve
so
it all.
much.
What do you mean the intro alone?
I am so happy to be here. I see you doing your thing, and it fills me up with so much pride, and you know this, because I send you random DMs all the time. I'm proud of you. I send you clappy hands. I'm like, I love what you're doing. I love how you're disrupting the industry. It's a beautiful thing. So I have something for you.
What?
Before we even get started.
We're honoring you. We're celebrating you.
Weren't you wondering why I was sitting on a crinkly thing? Were you like, is she wearing a diaper? What's happening? Open it up, baby.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, open it up.
Okay. I've actually never been gifted anything on this show before.
You deserve all the gifts, my friend.
Oh my God.
I had heard that you were team oxtail.
Hold on. Guys, I have to show this to you.
While I am team curry goat. And
You're team curry goat?
Yes, and that was your reaction the first time I said it.
Oh.
But I got that for you so you can rep hard your oxtail. Listen, I'm not going to turn down an oxtail, but if I have to, if I pick between the two, it's going to be a curry goat. Yes, I said what I said.
People are going to come for you.
I know they are.
But there's going to be a lot of people supporting you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we clearly need to cheers. Burns.
Why not? Was this supposed to be for the end of the interview? Let's start now.
It's supposed to be the end, but you know what? Because I have Tracy, and she made it on the show, which so much of our audience is going to be so excited about.
Oh, I'm excited.
I feel like we should do a little
here.
cheers of some Hennessy.
Let's do it. I think it's always a good excuse to celebrate, especially after, I guess we're still pandemic, post-pandemic, whatever it is. Let's not waste any opportunity to not be together and celebrate, right?
Can I cheers to you?
Yes.
Can I cheers to you
shut up for a second.
Breaking barriers, breaking glass ceilings, paving a road that so many of us can now walk along?
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot.
And still killing the game.
Yeah. Well,
No, killing the game. Sorry, slaying the game.
I'll take it, baby.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much. That is really sweet.
Nice, eh?
That's really good. Yeah, very good. I want that after every show I do.
Listen, we can get you bottles
Can
on bottles
we
on
do
bottles.
that?
Of course.
That's very good.
Talking about slaying the game.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, 14 years?
14 years.
Host of CityLine?
Host of CityLine. So I started when my son was 6 months old. So every time I'm wondering, like, how long has it been? I just look at Sydney. I'm like, well, you're 14. It's been 14 years.
This comes as City TV, your network, just celebrated 50 years.
Can you believe it? Looking at those old clips took me right back. City TV has always been an institution for being sort of this anti-establishment. Sort of City TV was what Brandon Conez is now. Because what you're doing is you're disrupting, and City TV was an original disruptor in the industry. You know, it was doing things differently the way no one else was doing it, and I'm really proud to be affiliated with this brand and to see where it's grown up to now. So 50 years and 14 years for me on CityLine.
Do you remember the first time
I do.
you took that mic and you said, I'm Tracy Moore?
I do. You know what I remember? I was talking too loud. I was screaming. I remember feeling like if I really thought about what I had been given, this opportunity I had been given, sorry, let me rephrase this, the opportunity I had earned.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
If I really thought about being in that space too much, it would have been a bit debilitating. So I put on horse blinders and I just went in and I said to myself, you're gonna go in, you don't know what you're doing, and that's okay. This audience is absolutely not ready for you. They made that very clear to me. And you're going to put your head down and you're going to do it anyways. And you're going to focus on the fact that you were very happy to be in this space.
Yeah.
And you're going to be humble, and you're going to try your best, and you're going to screw up, and you're going to get back up again. And I did all those things. I had a 3-month audition, first of all, I must say. Like, it was a 3-month audition. It was me being rotated with several other people. And I just got the impression as time went along that and this is, I don't have anything to back this up, but it was a feeling. I felt like they wanted me, but they really needed to be sure.
Right.
Because stepping into this space as the first Black host on a lifestyle show in Canada is actually a big deal.
It's a massive deal.
It's a big
Never
deal.
been done.
It hasn't been done, and it's a first. And you know this, being the first and the only is a lonely place to be at times, but you still want to be there so that you can open the door for everyone else. So finally the decision was made, and it took me a while to understand the reach of the show and the fact that there were so many viewers that were so tied to the show. And a lot of folks emailed me and even wrote letters, because that's when people were still writing letters, to say that we're not watching again. Signed, so-and-so. And there were some people that they would leave their phone number sometimes. I called a couple of people up.
You did?
I did.
How did those calls go?
Well, I wasn't calling them up in a hostile way. I was calling them up to say, listen, you're a longtime viewer of the show, and I get it. You're very tied to the show and the host that was here, and I'm new, and I have a lot to learn, and I don't know everything that I'm doing, but you should just wait. You should watch and you should wait. As a matter of fact, you should come down to the show and you should watch it.
Yes, come into the studio audience.
Come into the studio audience.
Did any of them do that?
Yes.
They did?
They were completely disarmed that I called them. And it's sort of like being a keyboard warrior. When you're sending stuff out into the ether and you're behind a keyboard and you don't think, I don't know what you think. And someone actually writes you back and you're like, they read it? It was sort of one of those situations, and I'm not sure where they thought their letter was going to go, but I think those might be some of the fans that I'll have forever, because they did. They stuck around and they waited and they watched, and they're like, you're okay.
And they were invested.
And they were invested.
Because it does take an investment to write a letter, to say how you feel. Like, there is courage behind that.
Yes.
But then also to be open to seeing how things are going to play out. And then, but also that's a testament to your talent and who you are, that you were also able to change them into a loyal viewer of you.
Well, yeah, you can step into the space, but if you can't actually do the work and you can't actually do the job, then it's going to be a problem. And I felt like I'm just being honest with everyone when I say that there is going to be a learning curve. I'm coming from the newsroom. You know what that's like.
You can't say any opinions.
You can't say any opinions. You're not talking about yourself at all. And all of a sudden I was in a space where people were like, well, what does your husband do?
They want to see your personality.
Well, where are you sending your baby to daycare? What lipstick is that? Where'd you get your skirt? So what neighborhood do you all live in? It was like, whoa. So it was making that transition and understanding that people actually had to have a buy-in on me, not just the show. Leaning into that has been awesome. And I feel like it's gotten better and better every year. And every year I found the more I gave, the more I was honest about who I was, the better the reaction back was. And it's not because people necessarily agreed that, you know, I should be this career woman with kids that will never cook. It's not gonna happen. It's not that they agreed with that, but they were like, at least she's being honest. Like, I will never tell you I have it all together. It's always going to be messy, and I'm okay with that.
It's a hot mess, though.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah. And that's the best part of being messy.
Mess, B. Yeah, it's okay.
Did you ever go home as you were beginning this new chapter, going down this uncharted territory?
Yeah.
Did you ever carry that weight?
Yes. I did not know how hard I should fight for the things that I needed to fight for. I didn't know how many feathers I should ruffle. You know, showing up to a Fashion Friday and not having one stylist that can do 4C hair. How many times should I mention that? How many hairstylists should I try and find? Do they understand how embarrassing that is for me, being the front person, and this show is very much about makeovers. So I really had to bide my time and figure out when to get in there and say things and when to sort of sit back and bide my time a little bit more. And that was, there was a lot of frustration over that. And I would say that over the years, we've really we've really come to a place where I am not the only one bringing diversity to the table, and it is such a weight off my shoulders. It's fantastic.
Obviously on screen, people are seeing you smiling.
Yes.
You're talking about, yes, makeovers. You're talking about heavier topics too. But for you, knowing everything that you were dealing with behind the camera,
Yeah.
how did that affect your home life and you personally?
I'll tell you 2 stories about that. One story is when I get home and I'm a zombie because I wake up early to go to the gym,
Yeah.
my husband's like, hey, where's the fun girl on the TV? Have you seen her? She was
Saying
really
your husband
light
keeps it
and funny.
hella real with you. Your husband is amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah, he keeps it real. He keeps
Yeah.
it too real.
Yeah, but
I'm
sometimes you
like,
need
could you
that.
lie sometimes, maybe just a little bit? He's like, he keeps it really real. I'm like, she's dead. Because after a day of shooting, it's like, I don't have that anymore when I get home. I'd need like some time to calm down and relax. And really, my husband has been the main person I vented with.
Yeah.
He's really been a co-parent and a partner. So I would come home and I would say, this was my struggle. This isn't working out, and he would give me advice, or he would just listen, whatever it is. So that's the first thing I would say about that. The second thing I would say is that most days I was not coming home feeling beaten up. I really attribute this to my parents, actually, particularly my mom. She has a very, they instilled a lot of positivity in me.
And your background is Jamaican.
Jamaican. But let me
Which
tell
part of the
you,
island, by the way?
Kingston, both of them Kingston, they were
Okay.
neighbors, B.
Are you serious?
I'm talking number 7 and number 3 Deanery Terrace, Kingston, West Indies.
Wow.
So I think I've managed it pretty well, and I think that I've had someone in my corner to vent to every day at work, and that's been Tracy Moore, my makeup artist.
You guys are super close.
Well, thank goodness for
Yeah.
community, because when you are the only, you have to at least have someone who can validate what you're going through, even if they can't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, that is crucial, and it keeps
Because you don't want to
going.
be feeling like you're crazy out here.
Exactly. You don't want to be feeling like you're gaslit,
Yeah.
like people are not recognizing what
Yeah.
you're saying, or you're not getting anywhere. It's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And she was always there to listen, to weigh in, to say, yeah, that's ridiculous.
You've had such an amazing career. You've got to interview so many high-profile people.
Yeah.
So many people in the community. What is one of the highlights that stands out to you?
So this is going to surprise you. I do not like interviewing celebrities.
No.
Do you like interviewing celebrities?
When they're cool, like
Yeah.
when there's somebody who like you think is gonna be, I don't know, stush or
Yeah.
a little stiff, but then
Yeah.
they come out with some like
And they're
energy
chill.
and they're chill.
Yeah.
That makes me really excited.
I want to have honest connection.
Yeah.
We're doing this thing right now called Dream Team on CityLine, and
Yeah.
we're bringing real women who have real hardship. We're giving them makeovers that are not hair and makeup. We're giving them life makeovers.
Wow.
Those interviews are more important than any celebrity interview I've done. I've done Kim Kardashian, Heidi Klum, Michelle Obama. I've done Drew Barrymore, just a ton of celebs. My favorite interviews are the real people who come and they are able to be vulnerable with me. I see that as a really big compliment.
For your viewers who come in like show after show, have you made friends with some of your viewers before?
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
You might have some people who probably come
The
a few
audience is
times.
like a family. I don't want them to feel all uptight because they're on camera. I want them to feel chill and have fun, and we do interact and we hang out. Friends, as in I would call you up on a Saturday and
No,
we're gonna
probably
go
not
get
that.
coffee.
Imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. We have great conversations. I think social media has been able to break down the fourth wall. And so I have social media people that are, I would consider to be friends.
Yeah.
I've sent them things. We communicate constantly. We've gone from DM to text.
Right.
I still haven't gone to a coffee with them.
But the evolution is coming there. It's like one step
maybe
at a
we're
time.
going there.
Yeah, you
Maybe
never
we're
know.
going there. But yeah, I've met some beautiful people in the CityLine community.
Any crazy DMs though you get?
Yes.
Do you get the nudes?
I've gotten lots of penises. B. I'm not even offended. I'm like, T, look at this one. What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Delete. I've gotten people asking to marry me. I've gotten nudes. I've gotten, like terrible trolls.
Yeah.
I don't often go into the general
Yeah,
mailbox.
because it can get
It's
crazy up in
scary.
there. It can get crazy.
I don't want to see that.
You know, you're so great on social media because like you give honestly your authentic self.
Yeah, I just made a decision at some point. Okay, if I'm going to be in this platform and a lot of people are going to be watching and following and looking, it's going to be so much easier if I'm just one person.
Right.
Because I don't know about you, but I feel like the code switching and having the duplicitousness of just having to assimilate into a culture that isn't yours is very exhausting. So how am I going to play this game in a way that's going to be authentic to me, still keep a few things private that are just for me and my family, but also just be like lead with honesty. And so I have really good bosses that have managed to like intersect these worlds of Tracy's personality and CityLine to a place where now we're coexisting. How do you guys think I'm looking today? Waist cinched, beautiful booty? Well, what's really going on here is a whole lot of fake. That's right. I have a little bit of help today with the a whole bunch of accoutrement. I am wearing full-on armor today, everyone. And remember, there are people walking around like this every day. I talked about hot flashes and menopause this week and the fact that it is scary for me to say that because when you see someone, when you hear menopause, you think old lady. We got to get rid of her. And it's not old lady. Like perimenopause is happening now. I've got young kids, you know? My kids are not even in university. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about body positivity and all the years I've wasted having an issue with my body. Like right now, what is the shot on this actually, Imani? Are we like, are we waist up? Are we,
you look
the
good.
amount,
You
the
look
amount
good
of time I've
with the
spent
teeth.
thinking of that stuff. Like it's such a waste of energy. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the show. And I just feel like I've been rewarded for my honesty.
I'm so glad you brought up code switching because it is something that so many cultures, including black journalists, but journalists of color, especially when you come from strong cultures, you know, have to endure or do.
I mean, I look at your generation, I look at my kids, and like, they're not gonna code switch.
Yeah, it was too much for me.
Yeah,
It
right? Which is why you're doing the Brandon Gomez show.
It was too much. I was having slip up after slip up after slip
You're like, oh, I can't say that. You don't need to code switch. You should start your own thing. I'm proud of you all for having the bravery that we didn't.
But the only reason why we have this bravery really is because we saw you guys enter these spaces and bring part of that with you.
If you see it, you can be it. If you never see it, it's really hard to fathom being it. And it's still happening now. Look at The Little Mermaid.
Right? How did you feel about that when people were like getting all riled up and all that because Miss Ariel is black?
Really upsetting. I did a post on it. I was just like, because the emotion I felt watching these black girls and thinking that's all I wanted growing up. Seeing them and then seeing that story and feeling so emotional about it and then seeing the clapback, I was just so disgusted. It was one of those moments where I'm like, we can't have a crumb? You can't give this to the little black girls and boys? You can't give that to us? It's very upsetting. It's disappointing.
You know, one thing I love about you, I don't know if I can ask you to do is that you love
What is it?
You love to dance.
I do love to dance all the time.
And so like, what's your favorite music to dance to? Is it like a bubble to a dance hall song, or is it like?
I can do dance hall. I'd rather rockas. Like I want old school reggae.
Oh, you're the lovers rock type of girl.
Yes, I want lovers rock, but I'm mainly hip hop R&B.
Yeah.
I would say I'm mainly hip hop R&B, and I know there's a lot of shade thrown in like the aunties of the world to the music coming up. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I pick and choose the artists that I love, but I can get into it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the Beyonce album right now.
What's your favorite track?
Cuff It.
Ooh.
But it started as Pure Honey. That was my first. Pure Honey was like, oh my God, and then it was Cuff It and I Can Murder a Song.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like to the point where the kids are like, stop!
Like over and over and over again.
Over and over and over. Again. It's just when I love it, I love it.
What's your
just
sign?
get into a beat. I'm Capricorn.
Oh.
What are you?
Yes.
Taurus? Leo? Are you a Leo? Are you a Virgo?
Getting closer.
I'm getting closer with Virgo. Are you a Scorpio? Absolutely
so close.
not. Libra?
There you go.
You're a Libra?
Yeah.
Okay, so your birthday was around now.
It's coming soon.
That's a big deal. Okay, so I only have one other Libra in my life, and I love her.
Yeah?
Yes.
Like love?
Like deep love. Like
Wow.
she's in my close friendship group, and I think she's
Is she your
like,
best friend?
She's not my best friend, but
Shame.
she is. She's in the crew of women that I grew up with.
So this friend, you
They're
are
all
loved,
besties.
girl. You are
They're all
loved.
besties. Like dry.
What's one of your most embarrassing moments?
Oh, there's so many. There was one time I came to work at CityLine, and I'm hosting the show, and I was wearing this beautiful long knit dress. And I came out to the audience. I always talk to the audience before the show. And the experts, it was a Fashion Friday or a Makeover Madness, the experts were behind me, but I noticed a couple of them leaning in and whispering, and they're looking at me. And I'm like, whatever, the experts are always having a blast back there. And as I continue to talk, more of them are gathering, and they're looking at me. So I finished talking to the audience, and I turn around and I walk away, and they're like looking at me like, no, and I'm like, no what? Like, don't come to you? And they said, turn around. And I turned around, and the dress had a full sheer V in the back that just was completely see-through.
Oh.
From the middle of my back all the way down was completely sheer. So it was just thong and bum. And I had walked away from the audience, and they took me to the back and they showed me the mirror like, well, you can see your ass. And I was like,
Does it
oh,
look
wow. You really can. It looks okay though. And I came out to the audience and I'm like, listen, my full body is on display.
Yeah.
Just don't look there or do, but don't tell me about it. Like, please don't. That was one embarrassing moment. I've had a lot of them on the show.
What is one thing that people don't know about you?
Ooh, that's a hard one because I kind of leave it all out there.
Now that we know that you're a curry goat over Oxtail.
Curry goat. I'm Team Curry Goat. I don't think people understand how silly I am. I show, and it was actually T who was telling me, she goes, people don't know you're like this. And I'm like, you're probably right. Like, I think people think I'm very serious.
Yeah.
And I can be. I can be very serious, but I feel like I've always had a very party hard philosophy, and it didn't leave me when I left my 20s.
Oh, no, we know you like to dance.
I'm a very big, I'm a joy seeker. So
Yeah.
I'm a very big proponent of like filling that joy bucket however you fill it. I find dancing cathartic. That's why I like to go out. I like to dance with my friends. I like music really loud. I want to hear the bass like pumping in my chest, like all of that. I'm about all of that. You know, often my husband's like, you're my third child. I'm running around the house chasing the kids. I have underwear on my head.
They're chasing you too?
They're chasing me. They tuck me in at night.
Aww. Do any of them take after you though?
I like to say they both do.
Yeah.
My son is very even-tempered
Yeah.
and just a very lovely soul. Like, he's always gonna be the mediator and the pacifist. And I feel like I'm a bit like that. Leo and my daughter are both fire signs. And so they act like fire signs.
Yeah.
But my daughter's also very outgoing, which she gets from me. The rage she gets from daddy.
Yeah. I find it so fascinating that you entered into this amazing chapter of your career, of your life, the same time as you started the family chapter
Yes.
of your life. And I know recently on social media you did that challenge where you looked back at your younger self. And I would just love to know, because you're someone who's never stopped and never settled, so what would you say to your younger self, looking back now?
I would say the biggest lesson that I've learned is that everyone told me when I started on CityLine I was gonna have to go put on my bitch pants and start bossing people around. Everyone, like unilaterally. There was no other example of leadership that anyone fed to me. And I thought to myself, there were so many times when I thought to myself, well, maybe this actually isn't the job for me. I've thought a million times media is not for me.
For real?
I'm so soft. Like, I don't, like I said, I live with a couple of fire signs. I don't get angry like they do. I get sad. So when people come for me, I get upset. I don't fill with anger, I fill with sadness. And so when you're in an industry like the television industry, you have to have a thick skin. I've questioned myself a million times on whether this is the right industry for me. the biggest thing I learned was that soft skills and collaboration and communication and leading with empathy, that's also leadership. I would say to my younger self, don't worry so much about you going into it and being who you are and staying true to that. You don't have to change that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking that in, and it's like giving me shivers too.
Yeah, you don't have to be fists on the table boss, right? There's all sorts of ways for people to be led and inspired. So I'm happy I stayed true to that. I didn't know if it was going to work or not.
It's working. 14 years.
It's who I am, so I'm glad it works.
What do the next 14 years look like for you, though?
I think they're going to get better.
Well, I love that.
I honestly think they're going to get better. I feel like I have like a menopausal invincibility.
Yeah, like you're Superwoman.
Superwoman.
You should play on like a Marvel character.
Maybe I will.
Rogers Media, you listening?
Maybe I will.
I got you.
Honestly, I feel like the future is good. I can't
Yeah.
put my finger on what it's going to look like. I feel like it should be philanthropic.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's so much I can give and
Yeah.
so much community building I can do. I don't know what form it's going to take, and I really do trust the process. Like I trust that I will know when I know.
Yeah.
And I'm very good at saying yes to opportunities, so I'm excited.
T, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are such an inspiration. You are, will always be the moment, and it is such an honor to have you on the show.
That means a lot
Thank
to
you.
me. That really means a lot to me, honey. You're doing amazing. Keep doing your thing.
I'm gonna give you a hug as we wrap up.
I'm like, how do I touch him over the table? Thank you, B. That was so good.
Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel, and listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.